you mentioned a toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's your personal toolbox?
So many things. Meditation obviously is one.
Wait, out of all the services you offer in the breathing room, which one is like your go-to?
Go to right now, and it changes. And so you'll know anytime that you'll come in, I'll kind of have my thing that I'm recommending, like, oh, this is my favorite dome, or this is my favorite tune track, or whatever it is. So I definitely get stuck and I stay on something for a while. Right now, in general, tune.
Okay.
I'm really appreciating tune, and I'm, as you know too, because you've been there, I'm very interested in vibration on the nervous system and how we can work on balancing the nervous system. And vibration can have a big role, as well as your breath. There's many things, but so I love them all, and I do them all a lot, which I'm so grateful for. And but tune is probably my favorite right now. As far as my toolbox of things, it's just I have my meditation practice that I do at home. I start my morning with it. I have my little habits or rituals that I think are really important for me. I try to go to bed around 9:30, 10 o'clock. I try to put the phone away from me on a charger by 8 o'clock. So I get that distance. Same thing in the morning. I give it time, and I work on my breath in the morning and do breath work. It's all so important. And I think once you get into the wellness lifestyle, you realize that how you kind of customize or curate your rituals, everything has some value, and some days it's different. Like, you may come into the breathing room tomorrow and I'm going to be talking about heal in the dome because that's my favorite one right now.
Okay.
And then you might come back in a month and I'll be talking about clarity because that's what I'm responding to at the moment. So it does change, but having that toolbox I think is so important for people, and to kind of know. And really, you can think of it as your habits, your healthy habits.
So with the breathing, there's so many different breathing techniques. Which one's like the one that like is like the must go to? I mean, I'm sure every morning feels different. One morning maybe you ate something so you feel groggy-ish, right? Or another morning you're just like full of energy or something. Cycle syncing, I don't know.
Yep.
So what's like the go-to though?
I usually start with just in my mind thinking about cleansing breaths. Okay. So deep cleansing breaths where I just try to connect. And so sometimes that's just 3 breaths where I'm just, before I move, before I sit up, anything, I take that moment to connect with my breath. I have things like the Camuso. This is a breathing tool.
That's new to me. What is this? Tell me more.
It's wonderful. I love them as a company. I love this as a tool. When we think about our breath and we think about slowing down the exhale, that is really effective in anxiety, panic, just managing our stress and helping us feel calm in our bodies. So this is a tool that you breathe out into it, and it by default, because you're having to breathe through a little, or exhale through a little tube, it really slows it down. So sometimes when we think about really easy breathing exercises, it's often like an inhale for a count of 4, and then you want to exhale for a count of 6. You want to work that up so you can exhale for a count of 8, 10, 12, 16, 20. And the more you can slow down the exhale, the more alpha brain waves you're activating, and the more relaxation, the calmness that you're feeling. So,
are you selling this at the? Okay, I need it. It's
and
super
it
chic.
Good,
I
right,
didn't.
too.
No, it's chic. I didn't know that's what it was.
Yeah. Yep. So it's. I love it. On my whole way here, this is what I was doing in the car.
Oh my God, I love it. You were talking about vibration.
Yes.
So I'm actually very curious about that. I did the highest vibration, thinking like, oh, I'm so strong, like I'll be fine. It was good, but I'm curious to know, how do you know which level of vibration and what kind of impact it'll do? Are there, like, walk me through what these mean, basically.
Some people can be really sensitive to it. So, and it's all kind of like the state that you're in too, or the state of your nervous system. So, if you can respond to the high vibration, that's great. And we usually start people at the kind of like at this medium level. The interesting thing, particularly about tune, is that compared to some of the other vibration that we have there, it actually feels a little less. It doesn't feel as intense. So some of the other vibration, like the loungers, we describe it as immersive. So you feel it much more.
Yeah.
It's like the vibration is around you, and it feels immersive. Tune, the vibration is more, it feels like it's more inside. It's more sonic, it's more cellular. So you don't feel it as much, which can be really misleading for people where they're like, I didn't feel a lot. I was just on this other one and I felt like the whole block was vibrating, and now I'm on this one and I don't feel it as much, because it's at a much more internal or sonic level. So so some of that can be a little misleading on how it feels. And like everything, it's a cumulative effect. So meditation, or even like a tune, you want to do it consistently, because it's all about sort of balancing and resetting the nervous system. So it's something that you have to continually practice and do. So but yeah, most people, we start them off at a medium, and you can work your way up. And a lot of people come and say like that, I feel like I can do the high, and that's fine. And you can do the high. And there's other times where sometimes I'm there and I'm emotional on it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this really hit me today in a different way. And other days I'm not as present, like we all are. And I think, okay, I maybe need to do something else after this, or I needed to check in with myself and kind of see where I am.
Got it. But let's say like the lounger, where you can feel the effects right away. I think, like, I would say in an exterior level.
Yeah. Yep.
Is there a difference when it comes to how it regulates your nervous system, or how it, like, what is the big difference between them two?
So the lounger where you feel it a little bit more external, it's very powerful on the body relaxation. So we kind of refer to it as like an SDR, non-sleep deep rest, where it's like it's putting your body to sleep. You can feel it a little bit differently. Tune is so it's powerful in that way, but for a lot of people, they can feel very relaxed on it, or they can feel very soothed and very nurtured through it. Tune is something that the tracks vary quite a bit too, and some people will feel it where it won't be as comfortable feeling, maybe, where if you're like, oh, I have a lot of tension in my neck, you may feel a little tingly there, or in your hips. And so people feel it in different ways. They can feel it all in their back. And it's kind of getting in there and helping you relax to some degree. So when we think about like our nervous system and being in the sympathetic nervous system, it's our fight or flight. And we've talked about this before, where you hold your body differently and your breath becomes shallow, and we're not relaxing the neck, we're not relaxing the shoulders, and we get tension, and then we feel tension all throughout our body, and sleep is harder, like all the things that just goes on and kind of snowballs. So tune, I think, can be a little bit, again, it's a deeper one, but it doesn't feel as immersive. So
Okay.
yeah, so they both are, again, powerful in helping you relax, but some people need different things. So a lot of times if someone comes in and they're really stressed about parking and they're just had a really long day, I want to put them in tune right away, because I feel like, okay, that's just going to kind of balance you out. And then maybe we'll put you in the dome, where you can go into a meditation with intention, because we've got you a little bit more balanced.
So for me, like, I'm all about the dome, but you describe it in your own way of like what it is. And I feel like it's gone viral a couple times. Everybody talks about it. For me, it reminds me of like the childhood womb, but like in a cool way.
Yes.
And I feel really safe
Yes.
and really grounded, and I could be there for hours.
Yes.
And time just flies. But like, what was your actual intent behind it, and how would you describe it to somebody that's never been inside the dome?
Yeah, the way you describe it, I'm so honored you describe it that way, because that's how I want people to receive it and feel it, like that. Like, it can feel like a womb. For anything, feeling safe is so important. And anytime that we're going to maybe go within, or let heal any of that. And so sometimes through meditation, it is about just experiencing maybe the emotions or the feelings and not attaching to them. So you're allowing things to kind of come up, and we use like that analogy, like how clouds just pass in the sky. We want to think of our emotions and feelings sometimes just passing like that. And often what happens when we're dealing with anxiety or depression is that we're attached, or we're putting a narrative to the feeling or emotion. Then we don't want to feel it. So we kind of suppress it. We want to stay distracted, all of those things. And just being becomes very difficult because we have all of this stuff that hasn't really been resolved or dealt with. And it can be scary to deal with things. But the thing is, when you are feeling really safe and you're kind of processing through something like meditation, it's not nearly as scary as we make it to be. The idea is if we can detach a little bit, you just kind of see things move through and get into what can be that flow, or we refer to as like you detach from your thoughts and your feelings, and you just kind of watch them go by, which is just such a beautiful thing. And for me, what meditation is so much about is to be able to get to that space where you're like, I'm not my thoughts, and I'm I can detach from them and realize there's a whole other presence than just what's the running dialogue through my head all day.
Yeah.
So,